thank our official sponsors, GG Network TV, Twitch, Gigabyte, ViewSonic, Mineski Infinity, Cyber Cafe, Nationwide, The Secret Shop, and of course our gaming partner, Garena Philippines. So, just a slight recap of what happened on Game 1. Wargods.Liga actually winning against Infuzed eSports. I mean, yeah, Wargods were a little bit of a dry spell, but that game looked like they were really on form in terms of like how they fought in the team fights. Still, they could go for some more brandishing, but this is a really promising play style or mindset that Wargods.Liga are putting on their matches. So a lot of, I think, a good amount of practice has been dealt already for them to actually execute a really good team fight already. Because in terms of team fights, they're kind of iffy, but at the same time, their weaknesses kind of manifested in the form that their laning phases were a little bit scarce. But in the terms of how they build their champions or how they pick their champions, it wasn't the point that mid lane Emperor was nigh gank, kept on being ganked, but then his Sanguine Pool, Ghost, and Flash were enough to keep him safe, as well as the opposing gankers actually don't have enough. Excuse me, didn't have actually enough damage to take him down. Top lane wise, Burn was on a Darius. ZXC ganked him for only one time. That's the time that Gertrude actually got a kill. But at the same time, it stopped after that. Yes, they were putting some pressure on the bottom lane, but after those like 2-3 ganks, Infuse started to kind of lose in terms of the pressure just because they had to go for objectives, and then Wargods had a composition for objectives. And when they kind of forced that Rift Herald, that was just their downfall. Now let's focus more on the drafting phase for the second game. We have Malzahar, Hecarim, and Talia for the Wargods side. Nothing has changed for the side of Infused though. Vladimir, Gangplank, and Rek'Sai. So Rek'Sai, they don't want to give it to Colette. Colette has the has almost the same I would say champion pool as ZXC in terms of like if he has jungle bruisers in his roster or in his lineup for what he picks in the jungle role. So ZXC gonna go with the Elise at this point. So taking that from the hands of Colette, but Colette on a much more comfortable champion, which is his Zac. I mean, yes, we know already the pro gaming series Zac of Tamsu, how aggressive it is, how he knows when to bring out that Let's Bounce. Not only for engaging more of like delaying the fights for his teammates. Colette is the one who started it all like 2 splits ago, or maybe 1 split ago. I can't remember anymore. But that is this is one of Colette's much more comfortable champions. After that, we have the Jhin and Bard combo. I really like this one just because you do have that form of a pick-off with the Bard, like and die potential. You have the Magical Journey, you have the Tempered Fate, which is pretty nice. If you're able to disable, if you're allowed to disable a tower, that's a lot of free pass for Colette to actually go in, YOLO in, and not care about the tower or the turret for like a couple more seconds. But at the same time, when they did show their hand and show the Jhin, they had to unleash or protect themselves with the heart is the strongest muscle with the Braum, because having an unbreakable, keeping themselves out of the danger zone of a curtain call, because curtain call is not only used for being I would say for like last hitting. If you have enough damage, you can actually use curtain call to be able to kill, or to harass your opponents from a long range. And Unbreakable is a pretty good counter to that, as well as having that Glacial Fissure stopping anything to follow up on a possible Colette Elastic Slingshot and then into a Let's Bounce. So lots of disengage and protect already, like I've said. So pretty curious on what's gonna happen here when the clashes hit the fan. checking here now what they're building for Infuse's side. They do lock themselves in Ezreal, which is, I would say, always a good safety champion. I mean, he has the Arcane Shift to be able to go out of harm's way. Loss of ability here, of course, every time his Mystic Shot do hit targets, he'll be able to get faster cooldowns on his other skills. Now, we do have Gertrude gonna go on to an Echo. I mean, Echo has been bombarded with nerfs that Riot keeps telling people to get him on an AP build. Don't build him to to much more tank heavy build. But then players keep going for that tank Echo, and it still works well. And then Hedgehog locks in a Victor. This is a 6.16 6.16 Victor. So this is kind of the Victor that will be that's been balanced already in terms of his ultimate. Wherein his ultimate before had a lower minimum speed but higher maximum speed. Now it's swapped. So I think it's just because most Victor players like to go in for that Rylai's, just because even if the Victor is like far away from you, just because of the Rylai's, even if your Chaos Storm is snail in terms of its speed in chasing your opponents, if you get hit by it and then the Rylai's proc, the Chaos Storm can actually still stick to you, which is pretty annoying to deal with. So there's a lot of good poke here, lots of good team fight. You have the Pilot Convergence, the Gravity Field, the Glacial Fissure for all of those AoE stopping tools. But at the same time, this is going to be pretty interesting because Burn will be going for a top lane Karma. That's going to be curious to see. I've not seen a Karma go up against an Echo. But this is something else here in the mid lane. Most people, I think, have forgotten the matchup already of Yasuo against any mage. Yasuo was pretty good in dodging those just because his his E will be able to dash over minions, and then Victor only has his Q and E. That's gonna be there we go, the Sweeping Blade. So what's gonna happen here is that the Sweeping Blade will be able to allow the Yasuo Emperor here to dash over units. And then if Hedgehog tries to max out the Death Ray and then upgrades it to the upgraded Death Ray, there's a bigger chance that it'll actually miss up against this dashing Sweeping Blade Yasuo. And then he has the Exhausted that'll keep Hedgehog in place. I'm pretty well, of course, we do also know that AD assassins do have some a good form of resistances against AP mages in the early stages of the game. So like level 6, when the Chaos Storm does hit without the help of an Ignite, Emperor here on Queen Janelle or on the Yasuo will be able to sustain up or keep himself alive enough that he'll be able to kill Hedgehog, and then Colette maybe on the sidelines going for the Elastic Slingshot, set up for a very good last breath. You never know. That's a lot of options that Wargods.LLP can actually deal up against Infuzed eSports, but we'll have to see how this will pan out, because I'm pretty curious on a top lane Karma. I've seen it done again by AEX. They're the team that goes in for these support heavy or out of the meta lane heroes or champions rather, and make it work. So we're seeing something similar to what that is in the form of Wargods.LLP, where they have the Zac already. I mean, yeah, the Zac's already one of the good junglers right now. Pretty decent. He can actually scale into the late game as well in terms of being a tank. And I think having two utility champions in the form of the Karma and the Bard will actually allow these three to unleash themselves. Let them come online. Online meaning that they activate in terms of the damage, in terms of the tankiness, in terms of trying to get those picks. We'll just have to see how that follows through. But then in the Infused eSports side, this is one of the basic PGS rosters that I've seen, which is always pretty nice to spot out as well. Pretty curious to see as well how the interaction within a with a 6.16 Hedges, or sorry, not a 6.16 Hedges, so more of a 6.16 Victor will pan out in this game. It's gonna be very curious to see talaga. So we have started to go into the loading screen. Thankfully, nothing else happened there, guys. And I'm very curious again to see how Infused eSports, aside from all of these interactions within the champions, more of like how Infused eSports are going to be able to come back up against Wargods.Liga. Wargods.Liga again on a much different team comp than I would have wanted to see, or not actually would have wanted to see, more of like how we usually see. And then Infused eSports on a much more standard comp here. They have everything that they need. They have the damage, AD, and AP. They have Protect from the Braum. They have the early game aggression from the Elise, and then the front line and engage potential as well from the Echo. So we're just going to wait until we go into the Summer's Drift, and then when the fights happen, when everything comes into fruition. So there you go. Let's go into the Summer's Drift, guys, for Game 2 in this best of 3 series between Infused eSports and Wargods.Liga Pilipinas. So in the blue team, it's going to be Wargods.Liga Pilipinas top lane, Burn playing the Karma. Jungle is going to be Colette on the Zac. Mid lane, Queen Janelle or Emperor on the Yasuo. And in the bottom lane duo, we'll be having High on that Jhin. And his support will be Wura with the Bard. On the red side, it's going to be Infused eSports. In the top lane, Gertrude will be our Echo. And the jungle is going to be ZXC with the Queen of the Jungle, or Queen of the Spires, that's Elise. Mid lane, Hechizo playing on the Victor. This is the 6.16 Victor, mind you guys. And then in the bottom lane duo for Infused is going to be Valberts as well as Akil with the Ezreal and the Braum. So look at the aggression here already, right off the bat by Infused. Going in and looking for their own targets. At least they put in some wards. They're actually the best wards. They kind of stacked up. At the same time, I think... Where they spotted out? Oh, they weren't. No defensive wards yet. So actually, if you think about it, Infused can actually just go in here and then nothing will happen. But at the same time, they're playing a little bit safe. They don't want to, like right here at this spot, they don't want to go there because they might get caught. So that's something to think about as well. But now, ZXC gonna start off on the red side, while Colette's still starting on that bottom side. Here we are. This is gonna be just the standard laning phase. This is where I would want to see the most out of it. Just because of how this guy, Yasuo, has not been seen in forever in terms of the competitive scene. Not really sure in offline tournaments, not non-stream tournaments, how he interacts with other mid laners. There you go, he has a dash now. We do see that Hechizo getting that Siphon Power and Death Ray first. But going towards the Death Ray will only mean two things. Or one of two things. Or possibly these two things. He's gonna be confident that he'll hit his Death Rays and then the Wind Wall won't actually be there to stop him in his tracks. Or he's getting a Death Ray more to help him in the fights. Oh, knock up. Hits the Cocoon, pretty good. Look, lots of damage onto Janelle, but here comes Wura, forcing out the flash onto Hechizo, and ZXC, oh, very low, Siphon Power, but the shield there, saving Janelle for the meantime, and Colette as well as Burn. 4-member collapse by Wargods.Liga, punishing that gank by ZXC. It looked like it could have been something amazing well executed rather by Infused, but Wargods.Liga is so fast to pull the trigger. The counter trigger, to be much more specific, and wow, they win. They win that one. So first blood did go into the hands of Burn, and he didn't lose too much CS. Looking at that, 5 CS only against Gertrude, and then he has an extra kill now, so not too bad. Not really sure if my chat and Twitch is working, guys. You can actually chat if you want. No harm in that. Burn getting himself a red buff, really going aggressive against Gertrude. Now in the bottom lane as well, High not being overly aggressed by Akil as well as Valberts. from maybe the threat of Wura connecting a Cosmic Binding, or you know, the rotations of Colette from downtown. So in the meantime, 5 minutes into the game, only a 600 gold lead already here. But in terms of the items, nothing out of the ordinary just yet. Dragon's going to be the Ocean Drake, so sustainability gonna be good for both teams. Just because I think Bard does need more mana items, and same as Valbert needs to poke a lot more with his Mystic Shot. And you know, keeping yourself alive in lane is always a good thing. So Ocean Drake gonna help with that one. Colette put Lace here in the top lane to actually save this top tier 1 while Burn tries to get his item. So Burn buying himself a Ruby Crystal and I believe a Corrupting Potion. Gang into the mid lane. Emperor gets caught with the Gravity Heal, doesn't have his ultimate, so even with this knockup, he cannot use a last breath. But oh, during that mid knockup, ZXC actually hits off a Cocoon, and Hatchesov will be there to pick up a kill against Emperor. Good skill management there by ZXC for sure. He timed that perfectly, that when a Steel Tempest came out, his Cocoon would have been earlier to have been released. No help for High, but look at this. High is actually dealing enough damage against Valbert in the top lane, though Gertrude trying to do his best against Burn. He's actually winning in terms of CS. But will they actually gank? He does have his ultimate up. He's setting up the parallel convergence, hoping to get the stun. He does connect it. There goes ZXC, and ZXC gets the last kill, or the last hit on that one. And damage not dealt enough by the tower, as Gertrude just using a Chrono Break to get on out of there. Get on out of there. So, as this game keeps progressing, Infused looks to have a better, or rather, this is just the early game. The Infused are looking to have a much more aggressive outlook than Wargods, but oh, Wura is a little bit low here. If Valbert goes in, Wura might be in danger. He's just waiting. Okay, so Stand By Me was possible already. In terms of the rotations, we can see that Colette... Oh, he's setting it up. Do they know? They don't know. He has the ultimate. Misses it though, but that was a follow-up. Let's bounce. There's the last breath being used by Janelle, or rather by Emperor. And that was enough damage output that the Yasuo will be able to kill Hatchesov in that mid lane. Or sorry, it was Colette who got the kill in the mid lane. Top lane wise, Gertrude fearless to go up against Burn. Does not connect any Time Winders, and there's some help from the creeps. Oh, Inner Flame. I think he might be forced to flash on out of here. He's trying to get as much as he can. Oh, he goes over. Oh, that's the Spirit Flame. Inner Flame goes in. Will survive. No follow-up. A little bit scary. His Chrono Break is not up just yet. 8 seconds. This is opening for Burn to actually go in YOLO aggressive. But he doesn't know how long the ultimate of till Chrono Break is out. Maybe nothing. There's going to be a big fight here in the bottom lane. Critical goes up. But I told you that Unbreakable is just too much of a task to go up against when you have the Curtain Call. They do save Colette. They tug in Valbert's. Oh, but Valbert's going in a little bit wild. Gets the kill. Auto attacks there before he goes down. Gets the revenge kill onto High. That was going to be a 2 for 2. Make that a 1 for 2. With Infused getting the better of that one. Now standing with a 1,000 gold lead. And with that, like I said before, Infused have a better mindset in terms of like their rotations and their ganking. But at the same time, the team fight potential. Oh, scary for Gertrude. Chrono breaks out. Hopes to go in. But Burn, will he connect or will he actually fight? This is very low in HP. The smart decision here would just be to recall. He's out of the vision, so Gertrude cannot go in for the fights. Burn is still actually here. Okay, so he still wants to fight. So back to what I was saying, Wargods.Liga have a good team fight composition here. They have Colette, they have the Let's Bounce. Oh, this is kind of scary. And they have High with a Curtain Call, so that's a lot of chain ultimates that you can use to catch your opponent a little bit off guard. Now in terms of items, Valbert's completing the Manamune while High is still on the backdrop and has not yet finished his Yonmu's Ghost Blade. So Valberts will be able to get a faster Muramana now. I mean, his bonus mana is 124, but then of course we do know that Manamune, when you do get the all attacks off, allowing you to also activate the proc to get your stacks on your bonus mana. Oh, they spotted out ZXE. Do they spot out ZXE? Do they know? They don't. They know that Colette's here. He's trying to stop him mid-air, but no! There goes in the Let's Bounce, but this is a 3-man stack now by Infused. But before that, will Hedges survive? He cannot, as flash in by the Yasuo does allow for the Yasuo to finalize the kill on him, but at the same time, puts him to a very bad spot, and Burn could not connect the shield to keep his mid laner alive. There's Empowered Inner Flame. Does not connect onto Gertrude, the second proc though. But both top laners have actually gone to the mid lane, and with that gank onto Hedgesaw by Wargods, that signaled Infused to actually go in and get this this Drake here. Knock up by Colette with the help of the Curtain Call. Nicely done by them, and no blobs for Colette. Oh no, Burn out of position. Doesn't get stunned though, but connects the Cocoon, eats the True Shot Barrage, and goes down for the count. Pretty good game sense there by Infused. I mean, they lost the mid laner, but at the same time, there was so much commitment by... Oh my goodness, there goes the gank into the mid lane, and one more auto attack from Gertrude. Even has a Chrono Break to cancel out all the damage that they were taking. And look at this, Infused are starting to get some momentum in this game, some rhythm. And they're taking down this mid-tier 1. It's the start of Infused, guys. But then can't deny it. Wargods.Liga do have a strong mindset to go in for the fights. They get that 2-man Tempered Fate, but will they follow up? They cannot. But will this be the dive onto High? I mean, he's a little bit too protected. There are 2 health shrines by the Bard there for him, so can't keep himself alive in this bottom lane. Plus, he got that kill in the Dragon Pit, so he'll be able to at least mitigate some of the gold that he was denied by Valberts. Valberts with 4-7 net worth, and with him with 4-1. But the members here of Wargods do have at least sufficient vision around their own area. This is kind of a bit cheeky, but no teleport plays is possible as Burns is still on cooldown. It would have been something pretty good for Wargods to, you know, capitalize on, especially when Infused are like they didn't have any vision here. No minions were going to show that there was a teleport, and then they were really overextended. So that would have been something if only Bird was, you know, had his ultimate up, or sorry, his teleport up. Colette though setting it up, but he is spotted out by a ward. Looks to go in, but we'll just have to back off as he already saw that, you know, the bottom lane duo of Infused were retreating already. Checking out the itemizations here. Mark 2, I believe. Yeah, X-Core Mark 2 by Hedges. Also, there was this change with the Victor. You have to pay more on your first upgrade than your following upgrades, just because I believe like people are already like that first upgrade is just too damn good with an item already, so they had to respect that, and this is how it went for Victor. That I think like his first upgrade is 1 to 50, his second is what, 850 or 750. Colette is here in the top lane though, and Gertrude looking to put a ward over that wall, or just, you know, check. Colette will not actually go for an auto attack. I mean, they can actually go for the chase. Were they afraid of a possible counter by ZXC. That could be also be a reason why they didn't go for it. Now, the bottom lane was already taken down by Infuzed. That's 2 towers already gone, as Wargods have still yet to find something. Oh, Colette going in. Doesn't connect the knockup. He's trying to go in for a Let's Bounce. Power Convergence will slow him down, and here comes ZXC. They get the stun onto him, but does he have his passive up? Yes, he does. He has the Stealth Division. That's the blobs. Very low in HP. Where are the other members of Wargods? They're looking to go in for the fight, but they just try to go and catch off those wards. Oh, Akil eating a lot of curtain calls. So that's gonna be them catching off Akil, but using a lot of ultimates. But at the same time, that support is one that gives a lot of team fight presence for Infuzed. So this is what the Blood Moon Yasuo looks like. Curious. Very red all over. Item-wise, though, you can see that the Yasuo a little bit afraid of the Victor, had to go in and buy himself a Hex Drinker, and now might transfer for a Static Shiv with this Zeal. But at the same time, you're kind of hindering the damage output of a possible carry Yasuo. Still, being on the safe side, having a possible multiple man knock-up with your with a combo of the Let's Bounce or Last Extinct Shot with the Last Breath is, I think, better right now, rather than just trying to stack up the damage. Here you can see that Akil and ZXC right outside the base. Not spotted out, they do have their own ward though, and they go in. So this is a covert operation by Infuzed. He tries to get the kill onto Burn, but he does expend his own ultimate for that. There's the Let's Bounce. He cannot flash away from this one. Oh, he actually can. Oh, wow! He can! Gertrude survives. Fancy. But now Valberts, he's gonna flash over the wall, gets caught by the deadly flourish of High there, and follows him to the grave. That last hit from the passive. Oh, Colette! Oh, Colette! Colette! The Q was enough. That was glorious to watch. Valbert's going down, as well as Gertrude, and Infuzed will at least get a consolation Infernal Drake here. My goodness. That... oh man, that was not good for Infuse at all. The Stretching Strike. The Elastico. Now with that in mind, here comes ZXC. Does have the Proto Bell, connects with the Cocoon there, and he has enough damage. There's a... oh, he catches him off with a Tempered Fate, but here goes the teleport by Gertrude. Gertrude cancels, so he'll be getting some refund on that one. I think it's, yeah, 170 cooldown. Here comes the Yasuo. Uses the exhaust, but wow, the damage is not enough to actually kill Hedgezel for the meantime, but Hedgezel is out of mana. He'll be escaping for that one. ZXC is relentless, forcing the teleport out of Burn here. But while that is happening in the top lane, you can see that Valberts and Akil will be getting the third tower, and Wargods are still 3-zip in terms of the objectives that they've taken. I mean, yeah, there's one dragon, but then towers themselves are pretty important. Pretty, very important. Ultimate by Valberts just to clear out the wave, and he does have that Iceborne Gauntlet with a Manamune. They do get the catch. Onto burn, he gets taken down. And Colette very low in HP. Ooh, nice connect on that Cosmic Binding, but here comes Infuzed eSports. They will get the kill onto Colette. Oh, wait, hold that thought. He will survive with the heal and flash and everything that comes into dash. I just tried to rhyme that one, and oh, the damage onto Wura! Wura's so low, but they get the re-kill onto Gertrude, and that was Colette trying to set up where the last bounce could not be followed up by High. He didn't have enough damage to punish Infused there. That was Infused getting a lot of objectives already. 4 towers down, couple of kills against Wargods.LLP, and only Gertrude was a casualty there. Now Infused pushing up on this top lane. And we'll have to see how they transform this into something else. Probably not. High finally finishing his Yonmu's Ghostblade and maybe an Infinity Edge just to bolster his damage as much as he can. Because right now, yeah, they do have the Yasuo, but he built a Phantom Dancer and Hex Drinker with a BF Sword, so that's not a lot of damage output. So they're gonna rely on the Jhin to actually be that damage dealer for their team. And if you look at Burn, he only has a Phoenix Codex and Rod of Ages. That's not a lot to actually be the most impactful on your opponents. Trying to clear as much way, but High, oh no! Gertrude is on a rampage. He's 1-2-6. But you can see the power of that Trinity Force being built already. The movement speed is keeping himself, sticking to his target, which is what actually what an Echo does the best. You know what's there. And Gertrude has free reign on his bottom lane. Look at that fast pick off by him. That Trinity Force really being used well by Gertrude. Now lots of pings. There is a 7,000 gold lead here by Infuse, so it looks like they want to go for a game 3, guys. And Wargods.LLP sticking together as a team. This is a 5-man group right now, and I think this is the correct mindset here by Wargods, just because their composition, as well as the momentum right now of the game, if you check it, does not allow Wargods.LLP to actually go in little, like couple at a time. They have to go in all in just to catch at just to get a catch here against Infused, and Infused are in a spot where they can actually go in for split pushes, and Wargods.LLP cannot allow this. They have to go in and force something out of nothing that they gotta pick. Might be something that they can capitalize on. They still have yet to take a tower. They have a dragon. I believe that is a Infernal Drake in their hands. Oh, they're setting up on their hedges, so this could be massive. Oh, he gets it in, but that's only a one-man. Oh, damn it. One-man Steel Tempest, or sorry, Last Breath by the Yasuo. Here goes the backside by Gertrude. He goes in. They get the kill off the edges though, but Valverse is free hitting right now. Oh no, they're just going for the cleanup. Wura flashes over. They're chasing him down. There's the phase drive. The phase dive rather. Will he connect with the stun of the Power Convergence? Yes, he does. He goes in, follows him with the Magical Journey. No, he's fearing that Cosmic Binding into one auto attack might be enough to get the kill on him. But now they have the opening for a Baron, and Wura, he's looking for it. He's looking to stop possibly this Baron, or does he not know? Don't you? You don't know. He doesn't know, guys. So this is gonna be a Baron free for Infused. Sorry for the camera controls there, but that was very messy by Wargods. The mindset was correct, but that setup, the last bounce was terrible. Not in the point that it was, well, yeah, you can look at it. It was actually poorly timed. He used it at the point wherein he got 3 people knocked up. That was good. Problem was when Emperor actually went in, he only got the knock up onto, I believe that was Gertrude, and that was not a target you wanted and they forced themselves almost too much on the tower. What they could have done was to maybe scare them off with the ultimate of Colette. And Colette was actually the one to follow up on the Tempered Fate. The timing was really off there. Like when Tempered Fate was off or was out of activation, the maximum damage output, or the maximum amount of impact that they could have done against Infused was heavily minimized, and this actually amounted to the downfall there of Infused, or of Wargods rather. They do get the catch onto Hedgehog, but Hedgehog has his teammates here. A kill! Oh, beautiful Glacial Fissure! But Hedgehog will not survive as Colette is there to pick up the fray. Look at Valbert, so he's free hitting. ZXC trying to run away. Oh, Valbert's still free hitting. ZXC looking for high. Oh, what a Mystic shot! Look at the damage output! Burr gets the kill onto ZXC, but look at that. That was a 4v5 in the top lane. Gertrude gonna be able to get his top tier 3. Look at him just go crazy, but that, I mean, they put too much pressure on Hedgehog yet again. They got the kill. They thought it was good enough, but when they followed up a kill, got himself out camera controls. Okay, got himself out a really good Glacial Fissure at this point that they had to flash over the wall or at least jump to get the catch onto Hedgehog, which is good. But at the same time, Valberts could not be touched because all of these gap closing tools by Wargods did not connect. And we actually go in and kill Valberts. Colette, oh no, he bit too much. He couldn't take it. Deadly Flourish, no connects. Will actually get the kill onto High before he goes down. Look at the damage of Valberts. He puts High to 140 HP, even with the help from Emperor on that Yasuo. They do get that top tier 3 down, Inhibitor and Tower, and in the bottom lane, they get the bot tier 3 down. Plus, how many, wait. Okay, Gertrude still has a Baron buff. This is going to be difficult for Wargods, but at the same time, at least Yasuo does have that Infinity Edge and Phantom Desert. This is where, this is a time wherein a good knock-up into a Yasuo ultimate can make or break it for Wargods.LLP. High is in a good spot in terms of the damage, but like if you look at it from a perspective wherein can he actually deal free damage aside from using Curtain Call? The answer to that, I think, is a no right now. So just have to spot out what happens later on. This is really scary for Wargods, but I think they can still pull it off if they have the proper execution on their team fight. Because this team fight right now, this is where their bread and butter, their bread and butter will be. If they cannot execute this properly, they will plummet into the deep abyss. So in the bottom lane, Gertrude is going to be split pushing. The Baron has timed off, and what will be the next? So it's going to be a Cloud Drake. Infused, of course, having the mindset that it's only one more tower for them to actually go up against. They're going to be taking down the mid-tier 3. But they go in onto Gertrude. This is Gertrude just tanking all of the damage of Wargods.LLP. Nice Tempered Fate though, but it only zones out the inevitable damage of Infused. And look at that. Oh, actually, a empowered Inner Flame actually splits through and gets to the defense of a kill. And Infused still looked to actually push the Inhibitor in the bottom lane. Oh, the 2-man Cosmic Binding. Connects onto ZXC once more. He goes in. They get onto Valberts. This is very important. Valberts is a very good target, but Valberts does have that shield from the Braum as well as the Iceborne Gauntlet's armor to keep him alive, and Gertrude to pick up the scraps in the backside, and his movement speed is just crazy right now. Oh no! Emperor goes down. Wura, one man left standing, and this is gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, a 1-for-1 quadra kill for Gertrude. Look at this guy in the top lane. He's gonna be happy with that one. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going for a game 3. 15,000 gold lead for Infused. That was a team fight. I thought Wargods could have won. The execution again was there, but the problem was they could not follow up, and the gold advantage of I would say Infuse was a bit too much because they had you saw it already. They had the setup. The problem was Gertrude was in his place where like, okay, my team got caught. I just had to teleport in the backside and then harass them because, well, I have a Trinity Force. I have a what was his itemizations? I mean, I have a Trinity Force. I have a Dead Man's Blade. I have a Tiamat. These are all items that I can use to keep myself preserved in the fights as well as put a lot of damage in the fights. And that actually won for Infused eSports. So it was pretty good. So let's check out the graph right now for the final. 29,000 for or 24,000 for Valorant. Still pretty good. 19,000 for high. I mean, I was talking about how the Jin can actually deal the damage, but then the problem is, can he actually have enough leeway to deal the damage that he has to do? The answer to that was no, and that actually was also one of the downfalls of Wargods. And going back onto these itemizations, Emperor did not have enough stack up in that mid lane to be a relevant Yasuo. So we'll see how Wargods built or will make their next composition.